Good morning, everyone. This is Daniel. I'm saying hi from Vienna, Austria, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we have a very cool topic that we still need to discuss. Those stereotypes that people have about Vienna, Austria, are they true? Are they false? I'm gonna try to go a little bit deeper in each of them. Is it true that it's very hard to make friends in Vienna, Austria? Is it true that people are very fancy and wealthy and very elite? Is it true that they hate Germans? Is it true that it's very hard to look for a job in Vienna? Is it true that their language is a very different type of German? Is it true that they have the best schnitzel in the world? So it is a very kind of cold morning, get your coffee, and we are about to start. Now, let's dive in one of the main topics. Is it hard to make friends or to have relationships with Viennese people? Yeah, sometimes they are seen as unfriendly, too diplomatic, very glamorous and fancy too. So that makes them feel like unapproachable. So to make it simple, the answer is yes. It's not the easiest thing, but I'm gonna tell you why. Most of the people that I've met, they have like big circles of friends. They have friends that have been with them for like kindergarten and for years, like since primary school. And that is why those circles are very hard to penetrate because there are people who know each other from like really like long time ago. So you as a foreigner, you have to understand that it's gonna take time to actually become part of their circle of trust. Is it impossible? Not at all. Yes, it's gonna take time. You have to give yourself time to know people and that people get to know you. Now, there is a point that is mostly for foreigners, and there is something that we have to understand, guys. We are the new ones here, and I've seen some foreigners, some people coming from different places, expecting people from here to adapt to you. And you have to understand that we are the new ones here, so we have to give time, right? So we have to give time to people to adapt to us, and things are gonna probably change a long time. But sometimes, for example, it's hard to go into a new group of people and expect them to just change their mother tongue, their German language into English just because of us. Or sometimes we bring our own kind of cultural traditions, expecting them to understand us or to adapt to us. Again, we are the new ones here, so we have to adapt to their culture, their language, the dynamic of how society works. We have to adapt. So that's one thing. Why am I saying this? Because I've heard many times when people say, for example, Latinos, oh, like in my country, people are warmer, people are friendlier. People, if you come in a second, people are gonna be hugging you, welcoming you into their houses, offering you coffee and tea. Fine, that's us in Latin America. This is Europe. Different backgrounds, different contexts. I cannot expect the same. Now, about relationships, well, because I've heard many times people coming and they are kind of afraid of, not just to Austria, but to Germany and also Slavic countries like Poland or Denmark, when they say like, oh, it's like, I'm kind of sure they would prefer somebody from Europe, somebody from Belgium, from Norway, from Switzerland. That's absolutely not true. I've met so many times boys and girls saying like, nah, I'm looking for new experiences. I don't want people from here. And it's so common to see girls with guys from different places around the world and vice versa. So that is not an issue. I guess the main issue is not about the relationship. The main issue is to just penetrate society, penetrate group of friends. And from that point on, you can build. You can get a super best friend, girlfriend, wife, whatever. Point number two, one of the biggest ones. Is Vienna that fancy, that glamorous, that elite? Is it really that people is like wealthy? Like, because that's the stereotype we have, like these people are millionaires, all of them. Well, the answer is that yes, if you want to have a very glamorous, fancy life, this could be one of those places where you can do that. You have everything to become that. And there are, in society, you kind of see the way they dress, for example, and sometimes you are pushed to flow with them. Example, I know that if today my friends invite me for a glass of wine or a dinner, they are going to be well dressed. I know, I don't have to ask. I'm going to go well dressed. I'm not going to go like very hipster or in very hippie mode, very chilled. I know that there is a standard of being a little bit more polite, presentable. No, I'm not saying that you have to wear ties, but I hope you understand what I mean. It's like Girls are using these very nice coats and scarves, and guys are usually wearing shirts and nice trousers. And it's like, yeah, you can feel like they didn't go to the closet and just took a shirt and sweatpants. And no, they actually chose to look good. And yes, some people are very fancy into branding. They don't go to random stores. They go to brand stores to buy shirts and purses and watches. And so yes, you have all the big brands in the world that are here. So if you can afford that type of life, yeah, you are in paradise. This is the plot twist. The thing is, Vienna also offers something for everyone, even the districts where you live. All of them, some of them are fancier, some of them are more hipster, some of them are expensive, cheaper. There are different even types of music and bars and pubs and restaurants. So it's cool. And I'm saying this because also there is a very huge culture of second-hand shopping and thrift shopping, which I love. I love to go to thrift shops. Usually weekends you can find like markets, second-hand markets, big markets where you can find gems. You can have these huge, beautiful leather jackets for a third for the price. So also I can see that. So that is really, really, really amazing. So at the end of the day, it comes to the way you want to live life. If you want to have like a very fancy type of lifestyle, oh yes, and for example, right now I'm in Maria Hilfstrasse, this one, full of shops, all the shops, but also all around the little streets, narrow streets, you might find second-hand shops. You might find places where you can buy really cool things, like me, if you are into this thing. So Vienna is fancy, yes. Is it glamorous? Yes. But you can have your own style. It's not that you have to flow with it. Sometimes you are pushed, as I say, to go with it a little bit. You have to understand that's part of the culture. Maybe you are invited for a dinner with colleagues at work. Yeah, you're gonna expect everyone to dress nicely. But different from that, I think there is a little bit of everything for everyone. Now, similar to that topic, are people wealthy? This is a very interesting topic because you do smell the kind of old money, the wealthy thing, you smell it. But this is a different type of society where you don't see people showing off, which is something that I appreciate because I hate that people showing off money. And usually the ones who show off the more is the ones who have the less, they just want to show off. Here people are very simple. Let's say girls, they have nice jewelry, nice necklaces, rings, but it's the detail. They're very well, sometimes they're like handmade for them. And the style is very well done, nothing too off, nothing too fancy, nothing too flashy. Now, with the guys, sometimes you see the guys like, wow, like, damn, that guy is dressing well, nice perfume. Sometimes they have a nice car, they go to a nice university. So you can see that. The most important thing when you go out with them, because that's when you actually see people and you see how they behave. You go out and you start, for example, having dinner or drinks, or maybe you have a group of friends and you are planning a trip for holidays, for summer holidays. Sometimes it seems that money is not an issue. And I'm not saying that they don't have money issues. It seems that they are more like organized with money. Many of them work a lot and they have the great chance and opportunity to save a good amount of money. So when you go for drinks, for example, like there is never an issue of, oh, it's too expensive, or let's check the menu and let's check the prices, which is something that I would do. When I came for the first time, when I was changing my currency, yeah, I'm the one who's like, whoa, we're gonna eat, but let's check the prices of this menu. Now, not that anymore. And it's not because I became rich. It's because I became like more knowledgeable of how to use money. So I wouldn't say people are like, oh, they are filthy rich. No, but people here are like working class to high class to upper high class. But they are not flashy, as I showed. So I know that they can provide. I know that they have the financial means to do stuff. And also jobs. Let's talk about jobs. So let's divide the thing of jobs into things. One, is it hard to have a job here, to get a job? Secondly, is it well paid? So is it that hard to get a job in Austria? And the answer is, in that case, I have to say yes. This is probably one of the only things that I'm going to say is kind of hard to get a job here. It's because of the process that you have to go through to actually be qualified to get a job. This doesn't come to the job itself. It comes to all the bureaucracy and all the paperwork that is behind, like visas, working permits, resident permits. There is a lot of paperwork because they are very selective, and it's kind of similar to Switzerland and Germany. They are very selective on, the type of people or the profiles of people who are let into the country. Yeah, I know. Some of you are gonna be like, "Oh no, for me it was too easy," or "For me it was too hard." Different people have different experiences. From my experience and from my what I had to go through, it was a lot of paperwork, and I had to show my diplomas and my certificates and my language proficiency, and I had to show, I don't know, letters from my previous employers, letters from my previous universities. Like they want to have like detailed record of everything that I've done academically, for example. Now, let's suppose that's done. The visas, the permits, that's done. Now, the job itself. Vienna has a good job, like pool, where you can fish things for yourself. The issue is it's very competitive because many people want to come here. Not just to Austria, because there are many cool cities like Graz, like Salzburg, Innsbruck. Even though Innsbruck is very small, but people want to go there because it's beautiful. But mostly Vienna, the capital, yeah, obviously. And that's why it's kind of competitive to come here. And it's not that this city is huge. So things might be limited. So I would say that this is a country that is hard for people who don't have a clear career path. That would be the perfect way to put it. Because there are some countries where I hear people saying like, "Oh, I'm going to go to this place. I'm going to go to this city, to this country for 6 months just to try my luck, just to give it a shot." That's the issue. Just to come in, to get into the city just for the sake of, yeah, I want to give it a shot, is hard. Because they won't let you in just to try, just to live here for 6 months. That's the difficult part. Only if you don't have a life career, a path, then you have to know, somebody. Then you have to know a friend of a friend who help you somehow. But if you have a diploma, a career, I mean, like you have the profile they would need. It's just a matter of sending emails and looking for a job. I think it's not impossible. Is it well paid? Do get well paid in Vienna. So this is the thing. My answer is yes. I know this is another topic that I know everyone's gonna complain. Like, no, we are like not paid enough for what we do. Yeah. Okay. In my consideration, I think it's okay. It's okay because the salary kind of goes with the flow of the city. That's what I say. Like now that I'm this is my second year in Vienna. But before this, I've lived in Berlin. Also, I lived in England. And so I kind of know how the currencies work. And here, I feel that I can afford my life. I can afford my living. And everything is okay. So it's not that I'm thinking like, oh, if I get a beer tonight, if I buy dinner, then fuck, I'm not going to make it to the end of the month. Yes, also consider that I'm not a spender. I like to go to, cool places, but I'm not looking for the fanciest things. I still go to thrift shops. I still look for offers. I'm that type of person. So that might help in saving money. But yes, whenever there is a long weekend, I'm planning trips. I'm getting to know more cool places in Europe. In summer, I'm planning to go to see my family in Colombia. So in terms of finances, I think I'm very stable now. So I do think, obviously, I can get paid better always. But at the moment, I'm not going to complain about that. It's true that it's a very artsy, cultural city. Yeah, in that sense, it's an absolute yes. Vienna is the epicenter of, classical music and also like ballet. And so that's why they have very rooted into their DNA. They think of being fancy, the elite, they kind of being well dressed, the manners at the table. Because yeah, obviously here they have the background and all the history of the royals and queens and princesses and all the palaces. So obviously that they're proud of that. They want to keep some of those traditions. Example, the balls. The balls meaning the dances at the palaces. Every year there is one time a year where every palace has a ball, and it's like the like the fairy tales when this like what's the name? Oh, Cinderella. Just like that, when Cinderella went to the ball with the prince, they want to keep those traditions. Like when princesses they dressed in these beautiful garnished dresses, long dresses, and they dance a slow dance with classical music with the beautiful prince. Yeah, they want to keep those traditions, and they have them. last but not least, do Austrian people have any beef with Germany or Switzerland? And the answer is yes, they do have a little beef against Germany. Yeah, there is something going on. Mostly because of, I don't know, history maybe? Because Austrian people hate to think that Germany is the big brother. Germany is the strongest, the oldest, the richest, the most educated, like anything. There are simple things that I know that trigger Viennese people, like when you say like, oh, German from Germany is the original German. They flip out. Schnitzel in Germany is so nice. Schnitzel in Germany is delicious. They flip out. And with people from Switzerland, they say that they are like Vienna, but fancier. The girls are just extra. So that's what they say. And please, for your own safety, do not say that girls from like Zurich are cuter than Viennese girls. Just for the record, no, they are not like walking around talking shit about Germany or Switzerland. But you know that exists. You know, when there are like, little conversations, you read between the lines, and it's not that they love each other and they are like sisters and brothers. To be honest, in this one, I can relate to Colombia and Venezuela when we talk about the arepa, for example. Yes, that's a huge topic. I would say that I don't care where it's from. People say, mostly people say that the origins of arepa is from Venezuela. I don't care. The best arepa in the world is Colombian. Sorry, guys. I'm kidding. Still, love to my Venezuelan people. In all Latin America, brothers. Some ideas. With this, I'm going to close the video. I hope that it was a little bit interesting. I want to share a couple of, my point of views on these topics. But yeah, give me your comments. Give me your opinions. Probably you have different experiences, different opinions. So just write them down. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. That's going to help me a lot. Very hyped doing this type of videos. I know that you guys are enjoying it, so please subscribe so that you know when I post my latest videos. I'm in Instagram and TikTok as merakium.merakium, so you can see my poems, my writings, and other things that I have to share. That's all for today. See you soon. Bye bye.